Vlogmas day number 6. I'm currently listening to Bad Bunny as I'm waiting for Anthony to finish getting ready because we're on our way to school. It's starting our morning. I hope you guys have a lovely and wonderful day and morning. And you know, for the rest of the week, you guys, I love that for all of us. Let's continue to have a great energy, great positivity, because what goes around comes back around. And yeah, currently waiting for my son because we're on our way to school, like I mentioned.
Hey guys, so currently I'm in Starbucks. Hey, mis amigos. Okay, so currently I just left the Starbucks as the wow, that was awesome. My drink just spilled because the road is uneven. But you guys, like I was saying, I just left the Starbucks. My friend called me and asked me, are you still in the area? I said, yeah, I was just leaving Anthony at school. So we met up, we catched up, we got some coffee. Okay, mis amigos. So while Anthony is at school and Isa is just chilling, playing with her toys, I'm gonna start to make lunch or dinner, whatever you consider you eat after school or work. Anthony asked me for arroz con pollo, so to translate, it is rice with chicken. I'm gonna show you guys how I make it, but first I'm gonna start off making the rice in my rice cooker. I've already put the chicken to boil, so it's fully cooked. You can make your chicken to be cooked however you want it, whether you bake it or boil it. I like to boil it just because I know it's fully cooked, and then after I put the seasonings, but you guys will see what I do. Alright guys, so I'm gonna be making the rice. So what I usually do to make my rice is I put a little bit of oil. If I'm making it in this rice cooker, or if I make it in a pot or a pan, I always put a little bit of oil. Make sure it's everywhere. And then I usually, on my rice cooker, I turn it to cook. And while it's on cook, I put the lid on so it starts to get hot. Once it's all hot, I'm gonna throw the onions that I've already cut into here. Leave it there for a little bit, and then I'm gonna put the rice. But I'll show you guys the steps. All right, mis amigos, so now it's ready. Let me just kind of tilt this kind of like this. Let me put it like this so you guys can see. So now it's ready. I'm gonna be adding my onion. All right, you guys. So now it's ready and to be put in here. Ooh. Looking good. Usually I kind of stir it in a little bit with the onion, mix it all in good. Now, per 1 cup of rice, you're gonna need 2.5 of water. So 1 full cup and 1/2 cup of water goes in here. All right, guys. Hi, how's it going, you guys? All right, so let me turn the camera. So over here, as you can tell, the chicken is boiled. Perfect. I'm gonna turn that off. Then I'm gonna drain the water, and then I'll show you what to do with the chicken. I also wanted to add something else. So usually I like to add frozen peas and carrots. I don't have any more peas and carrots left, but I am gonna be adding a little bit of these peas in here. This is my secret to getting my child to eat some veggies. If it's in this rice, he doesn't mind eating veggies, which is really interesting, but we know children. Children are interesting. Okay, I'm gonna give it a good stir. Perfect. So all gets hot, it moves it to warm. So again, I'm gonna push it down, as you heard, to cook. So I'll cook the rice. Oh, silly me. I'm gonna be adding my salt. Also wanted to let you know, the way that I make the rice is how I showed you, but also, I forgot that I had this. You can add it, it's optional. It's really up to you. It's really optional how you wanna cook it. But if you have cubos si tienen de esto, lo pueden echar. So if you have these little cubes of chicken, you can go ahead and add some to the rice as well. Last time I used half, so this time I'm finishing this little half. I just toss it all in there, and then in a little bit I come back and stir it. It'll give it also a really, really good flavor. I'm gonna leave that to cook. In the meantime, I'm gonna go drain the chicken. Checking in. So I drained the water. Push this back. Normally I'd move to the other side and not deal with this, but my camera's set up here. So I have my cutting board. I'm gonna get my chicken now. Okay. And then what I like to do at this point is start to shred it with a fork. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how I cut my chicken. So let's kind of tilt you guys down over here. Alright, so let me make sure you guys can see. Perfect, okay. So it should look like this. So usually what I do is I take a fork and I just start to kind of like go like this. And it'll give you the little tiny pieces that you need. Obviously make sure if you're doing this, your hands are clean. I washed mine before I started the story and before I started vlogging, sorry, and cooking. Now, this is what I'm gonna do to all of the chicken. So I continue to do this until all of the chicken is completely cut and shredded very small. Also, you guys, for reference, this is the kind of rice that I use, okay? So I use that rice. I brought out the package so you guys could see it, but normally it puts my rice in here when I need it. I just pull it out. Perfect. Your chicken should look like this, all shredded. Now, while we did that, the rice is ready, so let's move on to the next step. So usually this is where I take I'll just show you.
Okay, so now the rice is done, and as we saw, the chicken is all ready, and I've shredded and everything. So the seasonings that I'm gonna use for my rice is, I love to cook with oregano. There's barely any, and I bought this huge bag at Walmart, which has been handy, but honestly, I prefer the ones in the little jar. Random side note. And also a little bit of ground pepper. And you guys, of course, I am Latina, so claro que vamos a usar, of course, we're gonna use sazón Goya. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you guys the steps for a rice. Alright, mis amigos, I want to let you know that this is the way that I make my rice with chicken. I'm very curious to know how you guys make your rice with chicken. And whatever spoons you want to use, you're going to start to grab some of that rice, put it into here. We're just taking the spoon of rice from the rice cooker and putting it here. And as that goes, I like to start to mix both of them, rice with chicken. So mix it, your preference. You can add all the chicken first, all the rice. I just like to play with it and add, like, if it was layers, if that makes sense. When it gets like this, I like to add a little bit of water. Let's put some water. And then I'm going to start to put my seasoning. So a little bit of the black pepper. Oh, just kidding. So the oregano, love that. And the way it smells, super delicious. And then I'm going to be adding a little bit of the ground black pepper. Perfect. Also, when I cook, I don't usually have measurements. I just kind of eye it. Of course, we're going to take 1 packet of sazón Goya. I usually rip it and then put the whole thing in. This is also good because it'll change the color of the rice as well. Perfect. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is just keep on stirring it. Since I had more rice, I just added half of another sazón Goya, putting this at the side because I didn't use it completely. And that's literally how simple it is. I'm going to go and make the potatoes. Right, now I have washed my potatoes and peeled off where it was kind of ugly. I was going to peel it all off, but Anthony likes the skin a little bit, so I've washed them like I said. Now I'm just going to cut them. It really doesn't matter how you cut them, just cut them. I make random shapes, but I also like to make sure that they're not too thick, because if it's too thick, it's going to take a lot longer to obviously cook, right? So, yeah, that's good enough. Alright, so I'm going to continue to cut the rest of the potatoes, and then I'll show you what to do. So now that they're all cut, I'm going to put them in a... Well, usually what I do is I get a freezer bag, and then I put a little bit of oil and I put the potatoes and the seasonings, and then I close it and then I shake the bag. But I ran out of freezer bag, so I'm just going to use this. I put a little bit of oil in here. I'm just going to throw my potatoes in, and then throw the seasonings that you want to put into them. So a little bit of this. Ooh, I'm going to add a little bit of crushed chili peppers. Very few, because obviously I want Anthony to be able to enjoy it. Very few, just because I like a little kick. And then what I do is, make sure you have clean hands. You're just gonna go like this to all of them. So you're gonna season them. Perfect. You're just gonna continue to do this until they're all coated with your seasoning. So see how yummy they're starting to look? Perfect. Again, add whatever toppings. Oops. Again, add whatever toppings that you want to your potatoes. Now that they're fully coated and look really good, I'm gonna go to the air fryer. Let's go. Okay, so all I did was obviously take my potatoes from here and start to put them into the air fryer. Perfect. Now what we're gonna do is put it in and add the timer. And that's all, you guys. When Anthony is all ready from school and we're gonna eat, I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, guys, so the time has come to pick up my Anthony from school. Oh, you can see the library behind me. Currently on my way from Anthony. Oh, update time. It is 2:49. I came a different way to Anthony's school than I normally take, and honestly, this was a really much more faster route. Ooh, also check this house out. It has a palm tree. A lot of people say Canada's too cold to have palm trees. You can see some there. These people also have other palm trees, but also if you go to English Bay, there's also a lot of palm trees there. Random fact for you, I guess. You guys, somebody wants to say something to you guys.
Hi, Vlog.
Hey, Vlog, what's up?
How are you doing, Vlog, today?
Vlog, how are you guys doing today? Emily wants to know, how are you guys doing today? What else you want to ask them?
That I had a good day at school.
Oh,
he wanted to tell you had a good day.
Okay, mis amigos, so we're finally home. We're about to sit down to eat, and I wanted to share with you guys the end result of my arroz con pollo. Así es como me quedó mi arroz con pollo. This is what it turned out like, you guys. I'm super excited. It smells super delicious, and I'm super excited. I forgot to add ketchup. Me and Anthony both like ketchup on our arroz con pollo. I hope you guys try it. Let me know if you guys make your rice with chicken arroz con pollo a little bit different. I'm curious to know. Thank you so much for watching today my vlog, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye guys. I'm super
Thank you,
excited.
Mama.